trials as well as the final. We'll start with the multiple choice question on section A, and then the video that will follow will be doing the rest of section A. Section A, it's compulsory. You need to answer all the question in section A. The first one would be multiple choice question. The second one would be matching items, and then the last one, it's where you need to give the terms. So they'll give you the statement and you need to give the terms. However, it is important for you to remember that in this part, we are only going to be focusing on section A, and we'll be doing 1.1, which is multiple choice question. Now let's look at 1.1. Various options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question number 1.1.1 to 1.1.8 in the answer book. And then they made an example to say, if it 1.1.9, you only need to say 1.1.9 and the answer will be D. Again, it is very important for you to understand you do not need to bring back the word or the name back. However, you just need to provide the letter. It is important for you to remember that you should not waste the time in the exam by giving the full names. However, you just need to provide the letter, which is either A, B, C, or D. Then, now let's just look at the questions that we have and answer them. Question number 1.1.1. Short-term savings and loans are traded on the market. A, capital market. B, foreign exchange. C, factor. D, money. And the correct answer is D. Why is it D? It is D because short-term savings and loans are traded in the money market. It is very important for you to remember again that you will only be providing D, not money. So you're going to say 1.1.1 and then you say D. Then question number 2. Job advertising space is an example of a indicator. Lagging, coincident, leading, composite. And the correct answer in this case, it is C. The correct answer is C because job advertising space is an example of a leading indicator. Again, you will say 1.1.2 and then the answer will be D. We are now on 1.1.3. The diversity rule states that shortages on the budget should not exceed of the gross domestic products or GDP. So the diversity rule states the shortage of the budget should not exceed of the gross domestic product. And then we have 60%, 3%, 30%, and 6%. And the correct answer in this case, it is B. And B is 3%. Again, you say 1.1.3 and you say B. Why the correct answer is B is because the diversity rule states that the shortage of budget should not exceed 3% of the gross domestic product. That is why the correct answer is B. And then let's move to the next question, 1.1.4. The ratio of the country's export price index to its import price index is known as the A, trade balance, B, exchange rate, C, terms of trade, and D, interest rate. In this case, the correct answer is C, which is terms of trade. The correct answer is C because the ratio of the country's export price index to its import price index is known as the terms of trade. And then again, you say 1.1.4 and then the correct answer will be C. Then the next question, it's 1.1.5. A trade policy that restricts certain import to prevent unfair foreign competition for local industries is called A. Protectionism, B. Export promotion, C. Import substitution, and D. Free trade. In this case, the correct answer is A, which is protectionism. The correct answer is A because a trade policy that restricts certain import to prevent unfair foreign competition for local industry is called protectionism. As the name says, it is protecting or preventing, and then it makes sense to say it is protectionism. Then 1.1.6, the level of country standard of living is measured by A. Real GDP, B. Nominal GDP, C. National income, D. Per capita GDP. And then what is the correct answer in this case? The correct answer is D, which is per capita GDP. Per capita GDP is a level of country standard of living measurement. So in order to measure the standard of living of the country, you measure it based on per capita GDP. Then let's look at the next question. And our next question, it's 1.1.7. An international benchmark criterion for regional development that requires democratic decision making and transparency is called A. Good governance, B. Integration, C. Partnership, D. Free market orientation. And then the correct answer is A, which is good governance. As you can read, it is the benchmark criterion for the regional development that requires demographic decision making and transparency. You know, when you go through governance during your class, you would have went through how the demographic decision making and transparency is done or is benchmarked, and then it is obviously on the good governance. And then 1.1.8, the probable number of years that a person will live after birth is known as A. Child mortality, B. Life expectancy, C. Under 5 mortality, D. Population growth. And the correct answer is B, which is life expectancy. Why is it life expectancy? It was the probable number of years that a person will live after birth. So it's the entire number of years that you're expected to live after you are born. That takes us to the end of this video. Thank you so much to listen thus far. Please follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.